Well, good Monday morning to you. Welcome to our Monday morning live edition of Healthy Living South Mississippi. Live healthy, be healthy with Doctors Jim and Janine Fox of Doctors Nutrition, located on Cowan Road in Gulfport, just south of Pass Road. This is our Monday morning live show where we invite you to call in and ask questions regarding the today's topic, or if you had something else on your mind you needed to ask about, you can call in at 896-0713 or 800-349-0713. You can either be on the air with the doctors or just pass the question along to our operator, and they'll pass the question along to us. And we do invite you also, if you'd like to email a question to us, you can do that to jtaber@wlox.com. Matter of fact, Liz sent me an email over the weekend, said I've been told I have adrenal failure. Is there a test to confirm a diagnosis?
Sure.
Yes. I mean, actually, adrenal failure is a little bit different than adrenal insufficiency because we see a lot of adrenal insufficiency. Adrenal failure is a little bit more rare, but it does happen. Usually that testing gets done at an endocrinologist, because they'll start doing things like the ACTH challenge, and they'll start seeing, is it your brain not telling your adrenals to function, or is your adrenals just not responding? So there's actually quite a few tests that can be done. If somebody just thinks, though, like say that she just says, oh, I've read it, and I think I have adrenal failure. Now then, you really don't want to go to the endocrinologist yet. You want to just have some basic lab work like we do to see where you are.
Right.
And there's some tests for that.
And if we see stuff on the basic lab work, then we send people to endocrinologists if they need further testing.
Right. Okay.
So.
All right. There you go, Liz. I hope that helps you out. This morning we were talking about an issue that is hitting a lot of people this time of the year. Kids are going back to school, and of course they're going to be exposed to just about anything that walks, talks, or crawls.
Oh, yeah.
And floats in the air, flies, or whatever.
That's when you start seeing people get sick again, and everybody starts coming up with colds and flus and everything
else.
else.
Kids get it, they bring it home to you, you take it to work. It's just a never-ending cycle.
Yeah.
So, you know, what can you do to, you know, get a leg up on it, so to speak, and you know, maybe a little prevention. An ounce of prevention's worth a pound of cure.
Yes.
Somebody said that one time.
Yeah, I've heard that. I don't know who it was.
Uncle Ben.
Was it? Yeah. Somebody like that from the Farmer's Almanac. Maybe something like that. Greatest book in the world, I tell you. But, you know, those are something that, you know, I don't care starting out kindergarten all the way up.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's not just the kids. The teachers all start getting sick, and then they, of course, like I said, they bring it home, and then their parents get sick, and then they can spread it around their work. And so, yeah, you see a lot of things going around. And it's real important to keep the immune system strong. I mean, that's what we're talking about today, is things that you can do for your immune system and keep you from getting sick, because there's definitely things you can do.
Yeah, you know, one of the first things that we always talk about this time of year, you know, you want to really like to get started before you get sick. Okay, so in other words, even though you may not be having symptoms or anything yet, just know that it's that time of year, and okay, let's be a little preventive. Let's get out here and do something. You know, one of the things that Janine and I always stress, you know, of course, obviously, you know, you've heard us talk for a million times about probiotics. Very important for the immune system, no doubt about it. You know, we can help you pick out one specifically for you. Other things that we do, you know, is things like the arabinogalactin, which is a big immune stimulant.
Well, that's kind of like an immune system. Another thing you can do, though, for just support, you always want to start with, I think, the immune support and vitamin D, and you want to make sure your D is in range. And believe it or not, even this time of the year, which is supposed to be your highest all year, I mean, toward the end of a summer is when you have the highest vitamin D level all year. But you don't know how many that we check that are low right now. And I say if you're low now, you're really going to be low in the winter.
I would say probably 60–70% of the people that we check this time of year. And you like I say, this is a time where, you know, if the sun's been out, you get the longest, and you know, Tommy will tell you, you've got the most UV exposure going. And we still see probably 60–70% of the people with low vitamin D. And insufficiency of vitamin D definitely affects that immune system.
I guess it's just something with your body itself that it just doesn't, you know, soak up the sunshine and can use up the vitamin D as efficiently as somebody else.
And then too, you know, everybody goes out with SPF, you know, 150 on them.
Which that'll block, and that blocks vitamin D production.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got a choice. You can either have low vitamin D, or you can possibly have melanoma, skin cancer, something like that.
What they recommend is going out like 15–20 minutes without sunscreen, and then adding the sunscreen later to actually don't burn, don't cause a skin damage problem, but actually get some of the UV rays to get your vitamin D. Now, I have some people that come in that say, I never go outside. And if you never go outside, you probably need to be supplementing your vitamin D, because they've actually shown on research that you just can't get it from your food supply. So people say, oh, well, I'll drink a glass of milk. Not enough. So you just see that you can't get it as well from your food. You can get it from the sun, depending on your skin tone. The people that make D the best are, of course, your redhead, fair-skinned, light-eyed people. They tend to have the best D when we check it now during the summer. They really do. They have the best levels of anybody.
Even if they don't get out in the sun a lot?
Even if they don't get out much. Just move.
My daughter has nothing to worry about that.
Right.
She
Just
is a
going
bright redhead.
in and out from their car, they get enough. Just going in and out of somewhere. Now, dark-skinned people, they hardly ever have enough.
And the darker the skin, and like, for instance, the Caucasians that tan easily.
They don't have it either.
They don't get to it. The blacks and Latinos and so on that have a darker skin, you're running around with an SPF 45 on your skin all the time. So, you're really behind the 8 ball as far as getting that vitamin D through the sun.
So D is one of the big things, as we even have people say, since I started taking that D, I don't get sick anymore. So you hear that a lot. So that's more support. That's not really to boost your immune system. I just say supportive. Your probiotics and your vitamin D are essential. And maybe a good multi that has your zinc in it, because zinc is a good immune support as well. But those are stuff you can take all year round.
And one of the things y'all have me on is ADK2.
Right, because we checked and your vitamin D was low, and you're outside all the time.
I am.
And you still were low.
All reflected and everything. And
and one of the things about, and the reason we put vitamin A in there, and this has come out in the genetic research that's been ongoing, for a few years. A lot of us, and I'm one of them, when I did the genetic issue on it, I don't convert beta carotene to vitamin A very efficiently. So, beta carotene doesn't really work that well on me. And a lot of people, it's quite a big chunk of the population that don't make that conversion very well. So we actually use retinol or vitamin A in it.
Okay. Donna from Biloxi's on the phone this morning with us. Good morning, Donna. What's your question for the doctors?
Hi.
I'm just curious, as far as any type of vitamins for hair growth. I mean, my hair seems to stop at a certain length, and it won't grow any further.
It really depends on the person, but sometimes it can be damage to the hair, and it won't get past a certain amount. Sometimes it's just nutrients. I always say it's best to actually have the panels done like we talk about, make sure there's nothing you're depleted in. And then we do have a really good hair, skin, and nail formula, which I have a lot of people complain once they start taking a lot of vitamins and they start fixing their deficiencies, that they all say, gosh, I can't keep my hair or my nails cut. So it does make a difference what nutrients. Biotin's known for hair. Now the strength of hair, if you're having any breakage, the collagens make a difference in strength, the silica makes a difference in strength, and all those are in the hair, skin, and nail formula. So it really depends. It depends on if you're damaging it with chemicals. There's so many things that can go on.
But that hair, skin, and nail formula, we've got a lot of folks, Donna, that take that, and that's their multivitamin, and because it's got a lot of nutrients in it, and it just kind of covers all the bases.
It does have a lot for the hair.
Specifically.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks for your call, Donna. 896-0713, 800-349-0713. Those are our phone lines that are open to you. If you have a question this morning for our doctors, they're on our Monday morning live edition of Healthy Living South Mississippi. Live healthy, be healthy. We'll be right back. And welcome back to our Monday morning live edition of Healthy Living South Mississippi. Live healthy, be healthy with Dr. Jim and Janine Fox of Doctors Nutrition, located on Cowan Road, south of Pass Road. They're open Monday through Friday from 10 to 5:30, Saturdays 11 to 2. Jim and Janine are there on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and Dr. Mays is there on Wednesdays and Fridays. And the entire week you've got a really tremendous staff of people there. And you got a phlebotomist there, I guess.
Well, she's a nurse.
She's a
Registered
nurse,
nurse, but she takes blood.
Yeah, she takes blood.
She'll take your blood and smile while doing it. She's really, really good. That's Brooke. But anyway, we're talking this morning about your immune system and things that you can do to really kind of boost it up going back to school and everything, and try to get a leg up on what's going on with all the kids getting sick in school, maybe a little prevention for your kids, and in the long run, yourself.
Yep.
Yeah, because if they're bringing it home and then you get sick, then okay, that's not good.
Right. Now we can talk about some of the immune boosters like you were fixing to talk about just a minute ago.
Yeah, one of our favorite immune boosters is that it's called a rabinogalactin. It's a big, long name. Lee said it was way too big to even put on the top rocker. I said, whoa, that thing's big.
It'll cost you extra.
Yeah, it'll cost extra to get that up on a Chiron.
But last week called it Battle Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica.
I was like, okay, that's close.
Great old TV show.
Yeah.
Lauren Green and all those.
Yeah. But it's a really big immune stimulant. It's tremendous. And and how it can stimulate the immune system. It's probably one of the strongest immune stimulants that
And
there
the
is.
good thing is it can be taken at any age.
Yeah.
And that's one reason we wanted to mention it, because of course we're talking a lot about going back to school today.
Kids.
And so your arabinogalactin can be taken at any age. The only people that of course can't take an immune booster is if you're trying to suppress the immune system, and of course anybody with an organ transplant or anything like that don't
Right.
want to stimulate the immune system. But that's not most people out there listening.
Right.
And so, and the good thing is you can just, it's a powder. And you could mix it with a little bit of something to drink, and you don't know it's there if you mix it with something. Now, by itself, doesn't taste too good. But we do, and dosage can change. I mean, for a little kid, of course, we're not going to use a whole scoop. We're going to use a little bit of a scoop. So,
Right.
and even I've had people with babies.
I was gonna say, you've
infants,
talked
they
about
just stick
that.
your finger in it and stick it in their mouth. I mean, so they might not like the taste,
I
but
was going to say, watch the child's funny face. Get
That's
your
right.
camera out for America's Funniest Home Videos.
There
on that
you
one.
go. That's
but
it.
that is
Very
one,
good.
and it's actually a type of a fiber from a tree, something called the larch tree.
It's a
And
pine
they,
tree,
yeah, I mean, years ago, of course, when all the research was being done, they've noticed this one tree did not tend to get the diseases that the other trees around it got, and they wanted to know why. So they started researching, and they found in the bark of the tree was this substance called arabinogalactin. And that actually protected the tree from illness. I mean, so it even helps protect the tree, is what it was initially, you know, where it starts. But then it also helps our immune system and keeps us from getting sick.
Yeah, they showed it stimulated our immune system stronger than anything they'd ever tried. Really.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's one that we use a lot, just because it can be taken at any age. Another thing that we use a lot, because it can also be taken at any age, and again, little bitty kids and even, you know, day old babies, is something called DMG, dimethylglycine. And dimethylglycine is something that is found in every living cell of every living thing. So it's something that we all have traces of anyway, and every living thing has a little bit. DMG definitely helps both cellular and humoral immunity, which is a little
Right.
bit different. So, but that one is another one that is so safe, and at the same time, it's been shown to actually help mental acuity. So it helps maybe your kids do better in school. It actually increases oxygen carrying capability, so it helps brain function. We have tons of athletes that take it, because that's one of the things you see a lot in athletes is it increases oxygen carrying, so it increases endurance. So that's
Yeah.
one
And it's
that.
not a steroid or anything like
Oh,
that.
no. I mean,
Because I know they have to get blood tested
no.
every time you
No.
turn around or something
No,
like
no, no.
that.
DMG is one of the ways they started looking at it in the United States is because
Back in the 60s.
Back in the 60s at the Olympics, there was
The
one.
East Germans.
The East Germans were doing so much better, and they saw them taking something, and they were like, "What are they taking?" They thought it was something that they shouldn't be taking, and when they took some of it and went and tested it, it was DMG. So that's kind of when the research started in the United States.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of interesting how people started taking it here. It was more because of athletic performance, but at the same time, I mean, it definitely seems to increase the immune system.
Wow.
So, and again, like I said, again, really safe. We have chewables and we have liquid. So the forms we have them in is definitely made for really kids, but any age kid can take it, and any adult.
Any age kid.
I like
Yeah,
the way
any
you put
age
that. Any
kid.
age
That's
kid.
any
Yeah,
age
that's
kid
true.
can take
Yeah,
it.
we fall into that category for sure. So 896-0713, 800-349-0713 are the phone line numbers if you want to call in and ask a question about today's topic or about anything else in particular regarding your health, living a healthier lifestyle, because that's what this show is all about, is living a healthier lifestyle. And one of the other things too is that I mean, we fall back, we talk about this all the time, just how much your diet
Oh,
has to
definitely.
do
Oh, no
with
doubt.
your diet has so much to play into getting the proper vitamins, the proper nutrients or whatever, and for your immune system to stay strong.
Yeah, we
Eat
know
junk, period.
Yeah.
Ooh.
If you eat junk, exactly.
Yeah, junk in, junk out.
That's it. That's
Right.
what they say. And we know that sugar. We're always kind of beating sugar up a little bit, but it needs to be beat up. It's something that's known to actually harm the immune system, really. Mm-hmm. So it's something to kind of stay away from.
All right. Betty from Gulfport's on the phone with a question. Good morning, Betty. What's your question for the doctors?
Well, good morning.
morning.
The doctor recently, like 3 weeks ago, gave me some new medicine, the pain doctor, and I stayed dizzy. And I asked them when I was there the other day, and they said, well, they didn't know. So
Well,
I'm.
what I recommend is, for one, calling your pharmacist. Call
Yeah.
them and ask them if that drug, whatever it is known for dizziness. And if it is, because I always tell people the pharmacists are the specialist in the medications.
Yes.
So ask them, and if they say it's for dizziness, you need to go back to your doctor and get them to change you to something else, because you don't want something to make you dizzy and you don't want to fall and then have another problem.
No.
Yeah.
Do you want to know the 3 medicines or not?
No, it's the best thing to do is call your pharmacist, because they're the experts.
Okay.
in that field,
We would do more of the natural medicines,
Right.
but if it's a drug, I
Well, the
always tell
one-
people,
right.
ask your pharmacist.
The one that really surprised me the most, it's ibuprofen 600 milligrams.
That one normally doesn't cause that much dizziness.
That
but,
normally. And maybe it's the combinations of the ones you're taking together.
Right.
Sometimes
Okay.
it can be the combination, which is, again, why you want to call your pharmacist, and they usually know the drug interactions as well.
Okay.
Okay.
I appreciate y'all.
Oh.
And
All right.
I watch
Oh, you
your
bet.
show almost every day.
Okay, well,
Well,
thank
good.
you.
Thank you, Betty.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Charles from Gulfport's on the phone with us now with a question. Good morning, Charles. What's your question for the doctors?
Yes, a friend of mine told me I'm a 70-year-old man, and he's taking alpha-lopic acid
Yes.
Lipoic
as a
acid.
supplement. Yeah.
Yes.
And I was just wondering, is that real good for you, or is there anything
is.
to worry about as far as interactions with other medications?
No interactions basically with that one. I mean, the thing about alpha lipoic acid is it covers two things. We're always talking about antioxidants, and it is, but it covers both the fat soluble and the water soluble. And I really don't know of any interactions.
Well,
with
it's
it.
really known for one thing, that it lowers blood sugar. So if
does.
somebody went to an extreme dose, it could lower the blood sugar too much. But in most people that we see, they need their blood sugar lowered a little bit.
Yes.
So I do say alpha lipoic is great for that. It's great for neuropathies, which is pain in the feet and hands and things like that. One thing alpha lipoic has been shown to deplete, though, nutritional wise, is biotin at high doses.
If you take
so
high doses
if you
of it,
take
right.
a high dose of alpha lipoic, it's not going to really hurt you, but you probably need to supplement a little biotin. But it's really good for you. We take it ourselves.
Oh yeah.
What would you consider a high dosage?
Usually up around 1,200.
Yeah, or
milligrams
even
a day.
probably over 600. I mean, we have we actually have a 300 milligram, and a lot of people take 2 a day.
Yeah.
And then around there, you probably need to start watching your biotin. But most people, I've not seen that it drops their sugar too low, but it's possible. I do say it's a possibility.
Well, thank you.
Okay, well,
bet.
thank you.
All right, Charles, thank you for the call. 896-0713, 800-349-0713. We will be back with this week's special in just a moment. And welcome back to our Monday morning live edition of Healthy Living South Mississippi. Live healthy, be healthy with Doctors Jim and Janine Fox of Doctors Nutrition on Cowan Road in Gulfport, just south of Pash Road. Corrine from Socia is on the phone with us, and you wanted to know how she can rebuild her immune system. Good morning, Corrine.
Hello.
Okay.
She must have hung up.
Oh, she gone? Okay.
Okay, but
she wanted, how can she build her immune system?
Well, one of the things we just talked about that arabinogalactin, that big long word. Stuff is great for building the immune system. We see some folks with some very damaged immune systems, and that's one of the first things that we'll start with when they've got a really suppressed immune system. Like way low. That's one of the
We
first
even
things
have
we do.
a combination product called Immune Response, and it does actually have a little bit of arabinogalactin in it, but it also has some of the mushroom combinations, because when you start getting into the mushrooms, they
Right.
can all build the immune system, whether it be the maitake, shiitake, reishi, your turkey tail, your coriole. I mean, there's so many different kinds of mushrooms. We even have one called mycoimmune.
Yeah, but even the little bitty white mushrooms that everybody chops up and uses,
They help the immune
they help the
system.
immune system too.
Yeah.
So any of them, but
So-
all those.
Oh, I love mushrooms.
Oh yeah, they're
Speaking of
really good.
mushrooms.
Good to
So
eat.
we do
Yeah.
say that that's actually an immune builder. A lot of
Right.
the immune builders, and even your astragalus is a good immune builder.
Oh, yeah,
The
super.
beta glucans are a good immune builder. I mean, we have
Which come
all
from
those.
mushrooms,
Right.
basically.
Right. So you have so many things that can build the immune system naturally. So in natural medicine, we have a wide variety of things. The immune support, again, like the D and the probiotics, and doing the right things for your diet and all that helps the immune system as well. So all that can be, there's so many things. Liposomal C, vitamin C, you've heard about that for years for colds, and there's research going both ways on that one, but we do find that the liposomal form actually does work a lot better.
Yeah, because it's just absorbable.
more absorbable.
Normally, vitamin C, one of the reasons they always tell you to start taking it, and you take a whole bunch of it, and you'll get gut tolerance, and you'll get a little diarrhea. It's because it irritates the gut. It's an acid, and it irritates the gut. And with a liposomal format, we don't do that. We're actually, it's something that doesn't irritate the gut, so you can take more of it and you absorb it so much better. That's one of the big issues.
And be aware that if you're even thinking about going, well, I'll go get me a nice big bottle of orange juice, something like that.
Ooh,
Look
too
at the
much
sugar
sugar.
content.
Yeah.
Actually,
Whoa!
orange juice is probably worse than your soda. You
Yeah,
know,
they're finding
so-
out it has so much sugar in
I
it that
actually
it is.
picked up a thing of orange juice this past weekend and looked at the back of it, and it was like 22 milligrams of sugar.
No, grams.
Right.
Grams of
Grams.
sugar
Grams.
per serving. It's like, whoa.
And per
Yeah.
serving's usually not the
It's
whole
usually
thing.
like 6 ounces or something.
Oh, yeah.
4 or 6
Yeah.
ounces. It depends on which one it
Yeah,
is. But
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so we keep talking about that long word,
Yeah.
arabinogalactin, and I believe that's on the
See if
this
they got
week's
that.
special.
There you go.
Yep.
See, they got it up there. It
Yeah,
wasn't
the
too
two that we
bad.
talked about earlier, the arabinogalactin and DMG, which we wanted to put it on special because pretty much any age can do it. It can be
Either
for any
one of
age.
those two.
Yeah, you don't have to be a
Yeah.
kid to take it, and you don't have, any adults can take it as well. We actually take the DMG ourselves every morning because we get exposed daily because people come in sick.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
we
people
actually
come in and
every
coughing
morning,
and then want to shake your hand. You know, like, okay.
every
thanks.
morning we take DMG.
That's why Howie Mandel does
Yeah.
the fist
Fist
bump
bump,
thing.
right.
He's,
Yeah.
yeah.
And just another thing to mention to have in your medicine chest that we talk
Yeah.
about, and it's not necessarily an immune booster, but it is your natural antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, antiparasite. It's kind of a catch-all. Is something called Olivir. And getting it in, little kids can take it, but getting it in might be harder because you'd have to open it and put it in something, which it doesn't taste very well. But as soon as you can swallow, it is one
Yeah.
of the best things to have on hand if you start getting sick. And so is oregano oil. People, don't think about oregano. Oregano is a strong
Very strong.
antibacterial and antiviral. Garlic actually has some of those properties.
Oh, I've heard of garlic.
So garlic and onions,
Big.
eat them in your diet. We always say too, eat stuff like that to actually help with your immune system
That's
as
going
well.
to boost your immune system just
is.
simply through your, like you said, back to the diet.
Yeah.
Cut out the sugar and add the garlic.
Yeah, cook
And,
with it.
Cook
You
with it.
get
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
I did
Can't
just
go
about everything
wrong.
that I make or
It's
cook
even
with.
best to eat raw cloves, but you might not smell very well later.
No, Kim would run me out of the house in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Really easy, but yeah, they are really good. I mean, one of the things if you smash up your garlic cloves or whatever and put it in whatever you're making,
it's good.
add some seasoning to it and the garlic.
And like I said, use oregano. Use to all your herbals. Actually, like a lot of your spices actually have a lot of antibacterial, antiviral properties. And so that's
And something that's real easy to grow too.
Yeah.
Like oregano. I mean, it's a weed, really. You get it started. I mean, it just you can put it in a little pot and you can have plenty to grow and have fresh oregano for your recipes and so on. Thyme's another one that's real easy to do, and it does have some medicinal properties.
Rosemary?
As well. Rosemary. Oh yeah,
I was
rosemary.
going to say you got bushes of
Oh
rosemary.
yeah, we do. We have some big old rosemary bushes. But there's a lot of your
Nothing
herbals.
attacks those things.
A lot of your herbals are your actually antibacterial and antivirals. And a lot of what goes around is viral. So
Most of what goes around is
right.
viral
And so that's
this
why
time
we
of year.
always say you want the Olivir in your medicine chest, and maybe even some oregano oil, which we have both of them at the store.
We have the oregano in like little gel caps. So because pure oregano
Ooh,
oil
strong.
is strong and it'll burn.
Yeah.
But just the little caps, little gel caps, look like a little vitamin E thing or something. You swallow that thing.
Except they're little bitty.
Yeah,
So
they're
even
small.
sometimes small enough for even kids to swallow, depending on the age.
And that, again, that's one of the things, one of the main reasons we wanted to do this segment this morning is because kids are going back to school. And again, I mean, especially amongst the younger ones, in kindergarten or daycare or whatever, because they don't care. They'll get all up around you and hugging on each other and the teacher and all that, and then they bring it home to
Like
you.
we tell people,
and
don't wait till it gets a hold of you. The quicker
No.
you get to something and help make it go away,
I think
or
that's
do something about it, the quicker,
Yeah,
the
that-
shorter it stays. Because the longer you let it multiply and multiply and multiply, you get worse and worse and worse.
That's I think the key, if we can get anything across to you, the first sign of a symptom, no matter what
Yeah.
it is, that's when you
That's when
want
you
to
wanna
get
do
serious
something.
about this thing.
Boost
because
your immune
otherwise,
system.
yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And next week, another thing having to deal with, I'm sure some kids may have, and some adults too, attention deficit.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever done a show just on that, so we decided to do that with school starting, and it's something that a lot of people out there want to know about.
That's
right.
right. Oh, look at the kid. Well, we work with a few people that could use some of that too. But anyway, have yourself a great week. We will see you back, and be sure you prepare for some of the storms. Keep it tuned to WLOX and WLOX.com. Keep up with the weather as it comes in this week.